What's going on, Solid Steppers? What's up, Tech the Titans 2.0? This Miss Ward coming to you. Boy, look at here. This going to be a banger. This came to me today, and I feel the need to say it because I know it's a lot of people out here dealing with. So the message today is going to be stop apologizing for your success. For real. Stop feeling guilty just because you put in the work and they didn't. Let me explain something to you. Number one, you made sacrifices, sleepless nights, missed holidays, losses that nobody saw but you. So now that you're winning, applaud yourself. Let your haters hate. In fact, let your haters be your motivators. Where were they when your account was in a negative? When you were doubting yourself, pushing through anyway? They weren't there when you were taking L's, when you were taking those L's and those losses? F them. That's where I'm at. I ain't even looking back. In fact, I don't even know your name. Who are you? At the end of the day, y'all got to realize y'all got to get out here and get it. And don't even be apologetic about it because they weren't willing to make those choices, those sacrifices. Let your haters be your motivators. They going to be there. If you ain't got haters, I'm sorry. You ain't doing nothing. And you know what the haters I love the most? Them quiet ones that want to be right there next to you. Hating the whole while, got the same blood running through their veins and everything. It is what it is. But like I said, y'all got to stop that. I'm not dimming my light to make anybody comfortable. I invested in myself. I showed up when nobody else did. I fought for this. And if that makes anybody uncomfortable, F them. At the end of the day, you're going to have to give yourself a standing ovation. It's a lot of people out here that they don't understand it's really about them. Everybody else is irrelevant. So like I said, let your haters hate and get this bag. Put in this work. I mean, I talk to people all the time and they got imposter syndrome. You know, so-and-so said this or someone made them feel. Can't nobody make you feel any kind of way. Get your confidence up. Let your gonads drop. Like, what is happening? I'm trying to understand. Because at the end of the day, we get out here day in and day out, make choices that are not popular because most people want to be comfortable. As far as I'm concerned, if you're comfortable, you ain't growing. You should always be in a point of expanding, elevating, and growing in your life. What else is there to live for? I don't understand how people can just lay down and do nothing. Oh, I'm taking a vacay. Some of y'all been on vacation since y'all dropped out the womb. Let's just be honest about it. Some people just don't want nothing. But that don't mean that have to be you. So stop apologizing for winning. Because you're winning because of the choices you made. And you're going to keep winning because you're going to keep making those hard choices that other people are not willing to make. I keep trying to tell y'all. I'm telling you. I'm riding through. You know how many... Look, let me tell you something. Miss Ward ain't even supposed to be here. Miss Ward ain't even supposed to be out here getting these bags still. 5 years later. You know? And it's because I've made the mistakes and I'm still making them. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. And if I think I got it, then it's a whole problem. You feel me? Because I ain't made it yet and I know I ain't made it yet. At the end of the day, if you're going to win, you got to have not only a winning attitude, but you got to be fearless. And this is the difference between you and everybody else. I am constantly coaching people off the ledge, people who have ran into situations and trials and tribulations in their business. Well, that's how you get your muscles. You're going to have to take some L's, and then you're going to have to get up and keep going. Now, if it ain't for you, there's nothing wrong with that. But you had the experience, and at least you tried. But to get out here and not try, to get out here and let the first bump bruise you, learn from it and realize that you are responsible for winning and losing. At the end of the day, if you want to win, you got to keep winning, man. And you got to stay on that. You got to stay on it because, you know, a lot of y'all just weren't born to win. You know, you had people in your life thinking they protected you, and what they did is they made you soft. They didn't prepare you for real world and real life. That's what I see 99% of the time. I see people get out here and hit a bump, and they just a straight bitch. I'm just going to keep it real. You ain't got nothing. Like, you ain't got no work ethic. You ain't got no drive, no ambition, nothing. You just here. You waiting on life to happen to you. And you ain't going to never get nowhere like that, man. At the end of the day, you're going to have to take responsibility and accountability for who you are and where you are. It's like this morning. I'm gonna give y'all a prime example. I need to change the oil and the transmission fluid in my car. And I know I bought the oil already. Now I'm like, where is it? Where is it? So I went Walmart, grabbed the oil, grabbed the transmission fluid, and I wanted to do it. And then I had to stop. What happened the last time you wanted to do this quick, fast, in a hurry? It just got worse. So this is why you have to plan. But at the same time, I grabbed all my oil and everything this morning from Walmart, grabbed a vacuum, because I had a vacuum that I wanted to repair, but I kept getting the wrong parts. Real life is happening. At the end of the day, I did that early this morning, took care of my garden, took care of my laundry, my linen and things I wanted to handle, got all my food ready for the road, and I'm out here. Now, tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up because I'm prepared. And I'll be out there 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, taking care of my oil and my service, because every time I work on my car, my neighbors, when it's in the daytime, my neighbors think I'm supposed to be giving out automotive advice. I'm like, no. These are skill sets that God gave me that I earned, and I am reaping the benefits of not having to go pay somebody. At the same time, I know what's going on with my vehicle. Who sacrificed for Miss Ward to know how to work on her own car? That is 30 plus years of automotive experience in the trenches, working with the guys in the shop, to working my way up to a corporate position and a regional position in the company. But let me explain something to you. There was a lot of sleepless nights. There was a lot of situations that I saw up close and personal, damn near fatalities in that industry. In fact, I was around when somebody made some poor decisions and people died behind the wheel of a vehicle that was serviced by them. At the end of the day, let me tell y'all something. There are things that you can't imagine till you go through them. So what I'm trying to say is, plan your life, get your life in order, and stop being scared. Y'all scared as hell. I ain't never seen nothing like it. Like, you're in America. How can you not win? You have people are dying to get across these borders and doing strange things for a piece of change. And you out here with a skill and want to half-ass. And then the thing about it is, you have to understand you need to have a Renaissance outlet. Yes, I do appliance repair, but I can work on my vehicle. I can do a little IT. Like, I'm versatile, and I'm focusing on other areas where I don't have to use my hands. I can just use my mind, my ability to come out of situations that nobody else can, my ability to be able to think quick on my feet and make business decisions that affect the bottom line. That is what made me successful in my previous corporate life. In my previous corporate life, I was a straight corporate thug, just as thuggish as I am now. And a lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people loved it. At the end of the day, I'm not here for them. I'm here to be the best I can be. I understand I got some issues. I understand I'm rough around the edges. I understand I need to polish it a little bit more to be in certain environments. When you know you the problem, you know how to fix it. Now you have to decide if you want to fix it. Prime example. Look at me. I'm round and brown. I'm always talking about it, but I don't want to be round and brown. Every morning I get up, I have a calendar in my bathroom. I put my current weight, and I look and see if my weight's fluctuating. I look at my diet, and I look like, okay, am I reaching for these cookies? What stress is happening in my life? Am I a stress eater? Am I emotionally? Like, at the end of the day, you got to figure out what your problem is, and you can't blame nobody but you. I'm at a point in my life, I'm getting older, so I watch what I eat, because I can feel in my body, okay, I feel some inflammation in my joints. That means I got too many carbs going on. I need to get some vegetables and some lean meat. I need to make sure I'm taking my omega, getting my vitamin D, and my vitamin B and all of that, and of course magnesium, along with the carrier I need to take it with so that I can actually absorb it. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to do the research on you, your life, and what you need to be better. I know everything my round brown ass need to do to be slim, trim, and then clear of mind. That's another thing. I don't think people understand the importance of their peace and their clarity to execute on an elite, flawless level. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about why y'all putting up with drama, putting up with distractions, because you so codependent, you need the drama in your life. You ever met them people that when stuff going wrong, they waiting on the other shoe to fit? stuff going right. They waiting on the other shoe to, fall. We know them people. In fact, shoot, I think I might have been one of them people. That's why I'm so antisocial. Because I got a heart for the people. So if I let people get close to me, all of a sudden I'm more concerned about their life choices, their retirement. What are you going to do? Who got your back? Like, come on, man. At the end of the day, we all grown. I can't get nobody back till I get my own. Learn that. Once you learn the fact that you can't do nothing, and I mean nothing at the level you want to do it at consistently until you have a solid foundation, mentally, spiritually, financially, emotionally. I'm trying to explain. Everything comes back to you. Your limiting beliefs are the problem. Your mindset is the problem, not your opportunities. Because smart people who are secure in themselves, make their own opportunities. You got one talking right now. If you knew my life story, if you really understood the experiences and the traumas I've had in my life and how I have taken those experiences and they give me the level of stubbornness, diligence, work ethic, and laser focus, which is why my company is called Laser, I cannot help but win. Failure is not an option and has never been in my life. I had to make something happen, you hear me? It wasn't an option of when, why, who. No, you. You got to go make it happen. You can't depend on nobody. And that's not that it's a negative thing. It's just that some of us grew up in environments where your family did the best they knew how, and they were limited because of what they were exposed to and how they were raised. And you got to own that. I listen to my mom talk, and, I listen to her sometime, and I hear, some things that she feels may, as a regret. And maybe if life had been different this way, and maybe if I had made those choices, well, guess what? We all feel that way, mama. I still love my mama because I knew my mama did the best she could. And at the end of the day, I always tell my mom, my mom be on the internet swiping and doing all kind of stuff. My mom probably more IT literate than a lot of people I know. But at the end of the day, I really want her not to be on that sometimes. Because I'm very clear that my mom has a lot of life to live and she's got a lot to give. And at the end of the day, you got to understand where you are in your life and what you need to do. Just own it and move into it. Move forward. Invest in yourself. And it's going, okay. I was talking to one of my coaching students yesterday, and he was talking about how people on the internet make appliance repair and the trades look so easy, but then when you get into it, it ain't no joke. I said, well, Miss Ward has never lied to y'all. I tell people all the time, this is consistent hard work. And you're doing hard work, and sometimes it's laborious to where you're so exhausted you can't even think after the fact. And then you're supposed to be trying to run a business at the same time and making sure you dot I's, crossing T's, paying your taxes, ordering your parts, getting your returns in, managing your stuff effectively. This is why relationships are so important. I'm going to share this again. My reps at Marcone Appliance Repair, Marcone Appliance Parts are the best. And they are always ahead of the game. And when I say that, I look at this company, Marcone, and I watch them go into commercial, plumbing, other stuff, I forgot, commercial plumbing, pool and spa, like they got all kind of stuff going on. And I always watch where they move. I watch where they're investing their money because Marcone has been around a long time. And they don't make quick moves. They make them slow, steady moves. So I got a lot of respect for the game. But I also am one of those people that read the tea leaves. Success always leaves clues. And when I see major companies going into certain areas and certain arenas and particular certain trades, I know that there's money there and there's opportunity. The key is you have to decide how you want to step into those areas and still maintain and grow where you are. And that's what I mean about vision and having relationship partners. The other thing about Marcone, anytime I have an issue, there are people I can reach out at the corporate office and through an email, and I don't have to wait a day or two. It's handled immediately. Where you get that at in 2025? I'm just saying. I ain't got to deal with somebody having to take forever to get back to me. And then when I reach out to them, anything I need, if I have a warranty issue, I have the model numbers and stuff available, I have the invoices. I don't want them to do any extra legwork to help me. And see, that's a lot of y'all problems. Y'all think people supposed to be out here doing shit for you. No. That ain't how I roll. You need to do for yourself, and then you need to know how to present yourself as a business owner and as a business professional so you can get stuff resolved quickly. There are times I'm so damn pissed with people, I just put it in ChatGPT and clean it up. Because if they really heard what I really said and the way I said it, it'd be different. And this is what I mean. I always tell people I'm gonna do a whole video on ChatGPT and appliance repair. I hate to do it, but I'm gonna have to. Because people out here playing stupid. When I made that video about AI or die last year, people thought I was joking. And I said, in the trades, AI may not replace your ass, but someone that uses AI will. Me and my round table and people in my group and people I coach, people are amazed at how much of a great business partner ChatGPT is. It makes you better, and it puts things in order. Man, this person walking, man, come on. That's what I'm talking about. Man, ain't no way. This man about to walk on the side of I-10 with a backpack, and let me tell you something. Everybody got a journey. I ain't in their business, but I swear, you don't know how blessed you are. You don't know what people going through. There are people out here don't have nowhere to go, ain't got no family, have been put out left and right, don't know where they gonna lay their head out, and y'all out here tricking off the little paper y'all making. You ain't investing it. And let me tell you, trust me, I'm talking to myself in some of these conversations, because I can always think about ways I could have damn sure spent my money better. I could have invested better. Now I'll buy tools. In fact, that just reminded me, I gotta get a new recovery tank. But at the end of the day, you gotta look at your return on investment. I'm spending this money, what am I getting back? And where is it going? And is it an instantaneous thing that I'm gonna go spend $500 on a date in the meal, a date in the meal, and that's gonna be it? Come on, man. As an adult, you gotta make better decisions. Ain't nothing wrong with tricking off a little change. Just, budget yourself something to do that with if you got that in your system, But at the end of the day, don't look back and try to figure out if you need gas, or you trying to figure out how to order parts because you ain't got no money because you done went out there and gave it to Big Booty Sheila. At the end of the day, we all got to make better choices. Everything that look good to you ain't good for you. Trust me. But like I said, y'all, stop apologizing for your success. You sacrificed for this, and you deserve it. Miss Ward is signing off because I see I'm getting away from myself. I'm about to go off on a whole nother tangent. I leave that relationship conversation to somebody else. I'm going to stay over here in my lane and do what I do. Solid steppers, keep stepping. Like, share, and subscribe. And Tech the Titans, as always, salute. See you at the top. Miss Ward signing off.